It's Thursday. It's 3 p.m. in the UK. It's 10 a.m. Eastern. Hello, Cheryl.
Hi, Stephen. How are you doing?
I'm battling on, I think is the correct phrase, just keeping going. And well, this is my last show today. So I just need to make it through this show and then I'm going to take a break, I think.
Take a little
Uh,
break and feel
yeah,
better. There you
yeah.
go.
Now, if you're just joining us, we have a question, or Cheryl has a question about Facebook stories. And if you're watching on the replay, please help if you can. Cheryl, it's over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen. So I do have a question, and I'm asking for your help because I have searched everywhere I know to search to solve this situation. So here's the challenge. I have a Facebook business page that I manage for a business, and when we see the profile picture, which is normally in a circle with a plus sign that allows us to create a story. Yes, yes. Well, on desktop with their business page, that's not available. Now, when I go on the mobile, like when I look at it via mobile and look at it through the Pages app to manage all of the pages that I manage, the circle is there, the plus sign is there for the story, and it allows me to create a story via on the mobile. But when I am on desktop, it's not there. And I don't know why it's not there. And I can't find how to, if I somehow turned it off by not knowing I did that, I can't find a way to make it appear on desktop version. So I guess that's the question.
And it's the consistency of the system, isn't it? Because you've got one set of programs on the mobile and another set of programs on the desktop. And what you would hope is that the two would be the same.
Yes, and every other page I manage, and mine as well, is that way. I have no idea what is going on here, and I just want to see, has anyone else had this challenge? Is there something that I'm missing? I have looked at everything that I can think of, and I just am very stumped.
If you know somebody who uses Facebook stories, then please put them in touch with Cheryl, and you'll find the link if you're on the BLIFbot page, link up above to Cheryl's page, and you message her there. And any help, oh, I'm grateful, aren't we, for help?
Absolutely. That's what we do. I mean, that's what it's about. That's what we're creating here, a community, and we help each other. And so I'd appreciate any help that you guys could give me on this challenge. Let's get it solved.
Indeed, the power of community. And talking of community, you looked at the system earlier in the week, which people watching may have heard of, and that's Get Vocal.
Yeah.
Are
And
you
I
intrigued?
messaged, excuse me?
You're intrigued.
Well, I am. I messaged you on it to say, "Hey, have you heard of this? What is this? And are you familiar?" And you had mentioned that you had heard of it, and we could talk about it a little bit more, and maybe even get somebody on in the coming weeks to that uses it to talk about it because I it looks very interesting to me. It looks like a broadcasting platform, but what I'm finding interesting is it looks like it's a community as well. Like you can get to know people who are broadcasting, and from what I'm reading, you can like grab a seat and just jump in their show
Right.
if they have that open for you to do. And I
Yeah.
just I don't know. It looks like it's a an interesting way to network and get to know people and be social. So I didn't know what you knew about it. I'm going to investigate it a bit
Ah,
more.
and I was going to ask Tish, but she's volunteered. Tish is saying, I like Get Vocal. I watch a few friends on there. So there you are. Now, we do know that Leland has been on Get Vocal, and I'm going to post a link now so that you can have a look after the show, or whilst you're listening to us, you can have a look and see Leland on Get Vocal. and get an idea of what it does. It started off a bit like a peer-in, and Tish, correct me if I go wrong, please. It started off a bit like a peer-in. In other words, it was private and it was self-contained, and you went live on the platform. People could join you on the platform. As you said, Cheryl, you can actually come in as a guest if you happen to be on the page at the time, but it didn't go anywhere. Now the situation is that Get Vocal will broadcast to Facebook, and obviously because it's on Facebook, it's of interest, and it would be nice to know who's actually broadcasting there and whether they actually like it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to contact Leland this week and invite Leland to be on the show at 10 a.m. Eastern next Thursday, so that he can actually give us first-hand experience of being the host of a show on there. And Tish, your input next week will be gratefully received too, so we can see both from a viewer's point of view and from a broadcaster's point of view. So Tish is saying it's better than a peer-in. Okay, well,
okay.
I'm willing to be swayed. I at the moment I use a peer-in for private conversations.
And that's what I thought was interesting too, is that you can move over to a private conversation, have a private room, and of course that's not recorded or anything. And so from what I was reading, you can do that from the broadcast. Like if two people from the broadcast want to, come off of there and go over to a private room, they can just do that. That's interesting. It
is. So perhaps February is the time we have a look at Get Vocal. And Kelly is saying, yes, Tish, I don't have much going on. Might as well fill my head with knowledge. Might use it sometime. We hope we do share some knowledge as well. And it's good to have you both actually watching and involved in the show. Now, I mentioned something earlier, and just a moment. Okay, and more information from Tish. Sean McKenna, Morgan, Gerald, and I forgot who else. They do their Sunday football thing there on Sunday mornings.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So that's a regular broadcast.
So, okay, that might be interesting. Tish, that might be interesting this coming Sunday being the Super Bowl as to what they're going to be doing there. That might be a really good show to catch. Thanks.
Right, okay.
And something else before we move on from this, Stephen, sure. What I've noticed is when I'm looking at this, the shows that are on here, you can really create a nice profile, to intrigue people to come to your show. It's beautiful. What do you think of that? Have you seen that?
I haven't actually investigated yet, so I shall have a closer look. I mean, I've caught moments of Leland's broadcasts on Facebook and thought that's interesting, but I haven't looked behind the scenes to see what's available to us. So I shall have a look.
Great.
And so if we can get Leland on the show next week, then we'll find out more about Get Vocal, because I know he's promoting it. And Tish is saying, I watch and listen to them from Get Vocal desktop or the app. So there's an app, a real live app. That's good. It's a new world, Cheryl.
Trish is a wealth of knowledge for us this morning.
Yeah. There's a whole world out there we've not discovered yet. So
I know. That's what I was excited when I saw this. I saw it. I checked it out earlier in the week, and then I wanted to chat with you about it. So I looked at it again this morning.
Yeah. Well, this is a thing. We've got choices, but when you go to a site and it's sort of what I'm looking for, you actually feel comfortable there, and you like what you're seeing, and you want to get involved. And that sort of feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, that's what I love about BLive. I've been on BLive now for a year. February will be a year, and it was so easy. Everyone made it so easy to join the BLivers group, be a part. I mean, it was just like boom from the very beginning. I met you, I think, like the first week. You're answering questions for me, and I'm like, oh well, who is this person? He's very knowledgeable, and he's responding to me, which was a very welcoming feeling. And I know I think other people have mentioned that as well. It's a very welcoming community.
It is, and it starts from below themselves and just runs through, and it's just good to be a part of it. And the other thing that, well, I was talking to Adair earlier this week, and she was talking about cross-posting.
Okay.
And she mentioned that she has got an account on Binge Networks. Now, that's bingenetworks.tv. Now, we know that we go live on Facebook. We download the video, upload it to YouTube, upload it to Vimeo, or we use Repurpose. And we've got a circle of sites that we're actually on. But what if you could go live on Roku, or be recording, and your recorded show actually goes out on Roku and Apple TV and, well, about 50 different broadcasting stations.
That would be awesome.
That is Binge Networks. And Binge Networks, I know if you go into the Repurpose group, Annie Mura has interviewed the lady who runs Binge Networks. And it is a very interesting concept. What you do is you can, using Repurpose, you can take your video from Facebook, put it onto Binge Networks, and then Binge Networks process it and then send it out to all the networks they're involved with. And these are not your run-of-the-mill. These are your creme de la creme of broadcasting stations, and you could find your Facebook show. I was going to say a little Facebook show. You could find your Facebook show going out to the world. And you always need, in these situations, you need somebody to go first and to explore things. Now, I know that BLIFbot have got an experimental channel there, but somebody who does have a channel on Binge Networks is Adair Sione of mytimetv.live. Now, Adair and Sione, we all know from the Belivers group, they're both admins there, and they are on Binge Networks, and every show that they do on Facebook, and My Time, I just want to put the link in so everybody can actually check it out.
Okay, good.
That's the link to mytimetv.live. They have their own channel on Binge Networks, which is Binge Networks. And every time they do a show on Facebook, Repurpose takes it from Facebook, puts it on Binge, and then it goes out to the wide world. So if you search for mytimelive.tv on Roku, then you'd find the shows. At the moment, Adair and Sione, you've got about 50 shows there, all of which started live on Facebook, and it's giving everything a second life. And if you go to the link that I posted there, you can see Adair and Sione's shows, and I think Jay Lynn's over one of them as well. So it's not just Adair and Sione, it's everybody who broadcasts on My Time TV is now part of the Binge Network. Right, okay, now this is a beautiful, brilliant idea. I've got two caveats though. I'm saying take a look, because but I've got two caveats. One is when we broadcast on BLIFbot and we're watching live now, or we watch the replay, it's high quality. Yeah, we know that.
Yes.
That's the fact. If we download the video and we take it across to YouTube, we find that the quality is not as good. And that's because Facebook have decided that they're not going to give us high quality downloads. It's that not high quality download that you're actually sending across the Binge Networks. So the quality, you don't have control of the quality is what I'm saying. And when you go, if you're watching something on your television and you can see the pixels, then what you're going to do, you're going to flick to the next channel.
Yeah, you're going to change the channel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's natural, isn't it? It's natural.
Yes.
So you've got to have the quality. Now, you could do it using BeLive by going to Twitch. Download it from Twitch. It's high definition, and then you can go and do it. And the other thing is that the way that Adair and Sione have done it is to get together a group of broadcasters. So it's not just the two of them. They've got together because you've got to be able to fund this. Because it's not a free service. And if you go and have a look, they'll tell you what the price is. I'm not sure what it is today, but we are talking north of $400 a year. So
Yes.
yeah, that's the sort of area we're in. It could even be higher than that. I might be just check it out. Check out what the latest price is, because with a number of people going on there, the price might be coming down. But Binge Networks is a way to get your show out into the wide world, your recordings up on Roku and 50 other broadcasting networks, and it's very simple and straightforward to do. So there you have it, Binge Networks. And
Well, I have a question. I heard you say that with Adair, she does her show and then Repurpose takes it over to Binge Network. And so if you're not using Repurpose, then you're just simply doing that yourself.
Correct.
You're just simply downloading it. Like you were saying, you could download it from Twitch, get the high definition, take it over. Okay. So that's what I thought you heard. I just wanted to repeat that. Make sure I heard that correctly.
You did. I mean, Repurpose just takes all the hassle out of it, because Repurpose from Facebook will take your title, your description, your cover image, any SEO you've got in there, any tags. It will take those across. Whereas if you do it manually, you've got to download it, upload it to Binge Networks, and then you've got to restart putting the title in the description and everything. So Repurpose just cut out a step, and that facility is available within the standard repurpose.io.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so
Bruce made a good point. Have you seen his comment?
All right. Who was the
Bruce?
Bruce. Just a moment. I'm going down. I'm saying hello to Bruce. Bruce is saying it's very interesting, and then the next. Oh, wait a minute. Right. Right. Even with the issues, this is showing us the future of independent broadcasting. Totally agree. Mm-hmm. Because we're actually creating content, and we give that content, we give it a life on Facebook, we give it a life on YouTube, then we write a blog about it and we give it life there. But if we could actually take our product, because we've learned our craft, we're pretty darn good at what we do. There is no reason why the world shouldn't see the shows that we're doing. But there has to be a way of doing it. There has to be a mechanism, and that mechanism is Binge Networks, and that seems to be the one that everybody's looking at. So possibilities there, possibilities. As I say, if you got together a group of broadcasters and said, right, okay, we're going to create one channel, and all our shows will go there, then you can split the cost.
Yes, that's really good. So the way Adair is doing it is very good, because now that you mentioned that interview, I think I did see the owners of the Binge Network interviewed. It was a while back. It may have been close to a year ago, if I'm remembering correctly. Could that be possible? Yeah.
That's highly possible. It has been going a couple of years, I think, and they have been interviewed. Basically, anybody who becomes an affiliate tends to interview them. Not saying there's anything bad in that, but if you become an affiliate for somebody, you can get the CEO of the company to actually come and talk about it and make some sales. Then it's a great way of marketing. So yeah, I mean, you can be an affiliate for Binge Networks without actually being on there yourself. So if you find some channels that you'd like, you could market those channels and say, oh, by the way, if you want to do this yourself, then here's a link. I mean, I'm quite happy to market repurpose.io, because I do have an affiliate link for repurpose.io, and every month I get money from Annie. So
that's good. Well.
And you can do the same on Binge Networks as well. And it is the future, and it's happening now. And the upfront costs, if you get a group of people together, then you've got a proposition which would work. But going forward, right, there is the other side of the coin. Okay, and this is you're on a television network, and that television network has got thousands of channels. How do you get found?
Yes.
Now, see, so you're on there, but who's going to find you? It has to be said that Binge Networks are very good at helping promote you. providing, and it's the same everywhere, if you do your bit, they will do their bit. So they will help to market your shows and to help get them found. But that means that you've got to go out there with a unique selling proposition. So and a memorable name so that people actually remember who you are and come back and watch another show. So there's a whole marketing effort you've got to put behind it. But in terms of opportunity, absolutely brilliant.
Well, it really is. I'm trying to understand. Let me just ask you a question here.
Sure.
Okay, so with Adair's, what is her? It's My Time, yeah, mytimetv.live. And so, say mytimetv.live is on Roku. Let's just say there. It's on.
Yeah.
It's being seen on Roku. And so, if I go on and I see mytimetv.live and I click on it, it could be one of any of the shows that Adair has on there. Am I correct?
I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. It will. I don't know. We'd have to. We'll have Leland on next week, and then if we alter the time of our show slightly, we could bring Adair in as well. Another week. And
yeah, let's do that. Let's bring Adair in another week. And I know it's kind of in the middle of the night for her, isn't it? Or no, it's in the morning, isn't it?
It is in the morning, but it's 2:30 a.m.
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking it was later than that. It was early. I mean, earlier in the morning, and not in the middle of the night. But it is in the middle of the night. You're right.
Yeah. So we'd have to either go forward to about 4 p.m. your time. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look at that.
That would work. Yeah. Okay. So we'd have to do a sort of time slip there. Right. You are watching. And thank you for joining us. Tips and Tools for Broadcasters with Cheryl and Stephen. This is our weekly show, which airs at 10 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in the UK. And we talk about anything that we've found that's interesting in the last 7 days. And with Cheryl, we're looking at Get Vocal. And we're hoping to ask Mr. Leland Best to join us next week, because we know he knows Get Vocal from inside out. And Deirdre's saying she'd love to see Adair here, and agreeing that was a good question. There was a comment of Deirdre's earlier.
Thanks, Deirdre.
Deirdre. Right, okay, just going back. Hi, Stephen and Cheryl. Here in Australia, they have My Time TV as a live platform. Many psychic mediums use this platform, plus there are many other topics as well. There we are.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So, there we have it. Explained. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Absolutely.
I love when we will pool our knowledge to actually get the answer, because it's working together. We can get the answer to most things, but this is really good.
And let's hope we're going to get the answer to that Facebook stories question. Absolutely.
Well, would you like to say it again now? We do have.
Yes. Let me just run by it again quickly. I have a business page that I manage, and when I view their business page on desktop, their profile picture does not have the circle with the plus sign that allows me to create a story. However, if I look at them via mobile, it does have the circle with the plus sign, and I can create a story from mobile. But my question is, why is it not showing up on desktop when it's on every other page that I manage, including my own? It's there. And I have investigated and done Google searches and everything. I cannot find an answer to this question. So if anybody out there can help me, that would be fantastic.
Indeed. And that's the beauty of the live community, is we all help each other and support each other. And Deirdre's saying, Adair lives here in South Australia, same state of Australia as myself. Yes. Brilliant. Okay. And everybody knows everybody. This is the magic.
I know. I love it.
The world is so small, really.
Mm-hmm.
We can reach out to people in Europe, we can reach out to people in Australia, Canada, the States.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely brilliant. Right. Okay. Now, one other thing I want to mention, because it's our hot topic of the week, is a program called the Web Captioner. Now, I'm just going to demonstrate it to you. I'm going to put the link in so you can have a look yourself. But I just need to open up a separate browser tab, which I'm doing at the moment. So forgive me for being slightly distracted. I'm just trying to multitask, and I'm going over there now. And it's setting itself up. So I'm going to come back now and right. Okay. Imagine for a moment that you are actually broadcasting, but you're broadcasting solo. Yeah. And there is somebody watching your show who can't hear you. They have a condition which means that they cannot listen to your show, but they can see it. Now, in that instance, what you'd ideally want to do is to actually have live captioning. Now, as we know, if you ask somebody to do live captioning, they will charge you $3 an hour upwards. So that's $180 for an hour's show. However, if you use the free software, to which I've just posted the link, then as you're actually speaking, as I'm speaking, then the software will very quickly convert every word that I say so that you can actually read the text at the same time as you're actually listening to me. Now, its accuracy is pretty darn good, and it can translate, well, it doesn't need to translate, but it can transcribe everything that I say, and it will do it accurately. So anybody who is in an office and can't have the volume on, anybody who is hard of hearing, who cannot hear, can actually listen to what you're saying exactly at the time you're actually saying it, because this transcription is live. That's magic.
I love this, Stephen, because then they can participate in the live show by typing in their comments. That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. This, I mean, basically, as you say, I could ask a question, and then I could read the answer, and then display the answer on the screen. So there are all sorts of things you can do on a text-only basis. Now, this software does not cost $3 an hour. This software costs nothing. It's totally free. And if you go to webcaptioner.com, basically you just say start captioning, and then it captures your voice, and it then transcribes it into text, and it will do it real time, so that when you're actually live, people can actually read what you're saying at the time that you're saying it. Also, you can download the transcription afterwards and use it as the basis for a blog, or as a basis for anything that you want. So in other words, it's actually capturing what you're saying real time. You can save it afterwards, either in text or as a Word document. And Kelly is saying that it can be good. I read Kelly. This is Kelly saying, can be good for presentations if you use hardware software to cast to big screen TVs with HDMI, with an HDMI connection.
True.
So possibilities. And we say hello to Robert C. Stone. And Robert, hello, Robert.
Hi, Robert. How are you doing?
Robert is saying it's also great to do this because also you can download it right away and turn it into a blog with video also. Now, this is one of the things about the world that we live in. There's always something that, this is not new, and this is one of the reasons for recommending it. It's not new. It's been around a while. It is free, but you can make a donation of $1, $5, or $10 if you actually use it. And if you're doing a solo show and it's just you on screen, there is no reason not to, because you could take up half the screen, the text takes up the half, and you can just record it, and well, it's brilliant. But the problem comes that if you have a two-person show, which we are, Cheryl, then it can't hear you.
Yes, and I did hear you say that from the beginning. It was, if you're doing a solo show, this is great.
Yeah, and Bruce is saying hello to Robert.
And when I saw Peter was here too, did you see that?
Just a moment, let's find Peter. Yeah, he's down there somewhere. Okay, and Peter's saying he's in Scotland, which he is. He's in Aberdeen. Oh, which reminds me, just a moment. As Peter's joined us, just let me diversify. I know we're running slightly over, but just bear with me a second, because I do want to show my photo of the day on screen. So I'm signing in with Facebook, and I'm going to my photos, and I'm picking a particular photo. Right, okay. Now, we do a show. I'll drop the text now. In fact, I'll actually stop it transcribing. So stop captioning. We do a show every week, which is Blubbing for Britain. And it goes out at 5 a.m. Eastern. And Tish and Kelly both join us. And it's great fun. And today was fun too. But in every show, because we're in the UK, I mentioned football or soccer. And I support Burnley, which is my hometown, which is where I was born. Stephen Silk supports Stoke, and John's got his own team in the Midlands. Well, as soon as we start talking about football, this happens. Okay, and we're going to take the heading off the screen. That's exactly what happens. Stephen and John are smiling, I'm smiling, and Peter's not really interested. So that's the photo of the day. I'll show a normal photo of Peter at some point, but that was the smile of the day brought to us by Peter Stewart up in Aberdeen in Scotland. And he's got an excellent sense of humour. And Robert's saying he learned about the transcription service from David Bruce 2 days ago, and I was there too. And through the power of this show, Robert and I have now connected and sharing ideas. Brilliant, Bruce. And that's what we love, bringing everybody together. And it's been one of the things about this is that in this half hour, we managed to cover, there's a bigger focus, a more concentrated focus on talking about 3 or 4 topics. There's no meandering, is there, Cheryl, in our show?
I know, it just goes. It's Cheryl, awesome.
It's over to you.
It's filled with information, and we are so happy that everyone is joining us for live and joining us on the replay for tips and tools for broadcasters. And as Stephen just said, boy, we hit these topics and we really dissect them, pull them apart, and keep on moving. And it's great because it's filled with so much information. And we're so happy that you're here and being a part of the show. That is just so important to us. So continue to put in your comments, and we are here to help in any way that we can. Join us next week as we are going to be looking to bring on Leland to talk about Get Vocal. So over to you, Stephen.
That brilliant. Okay, to everybody, thank you for watching today. Take care. Have an amazing weekend. And Cheryl and I will see you at the same time next week, hopefully, with Mr. Leland Best talking about Get Vocal. And I know Tish will join us for that, so that's to look forward to. And finally, Peter's saying he's got a wicked sense of humour. Of course you have, Peter. And Robert's saying he's now using it when he records videos on Camtasia. Great for regular post too. So web captioner, the link is in the comments. You'll see that afterwards. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today and for everything that you do for the live video community. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be part of it. Take care. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.